Welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Star Wars Visions presents The Ninth Jedi. This is an 8-episode series. Each of the episodes, they vary around 35 minutes each. All 8 episodes. I watched all of them because Star Wars Visions. So this is a new series. This is brand new. It is a spin-off of some of the shorts within the anthology of Star Wars Visions. If you don't know what Star Wars Visions is, well, it is like I said, an anthology, a collection of different stories that are inspired by George Lucas's Star Wars galaxy. And it's not a place that you're necessarily going to find anything about it relating to the Skywalkers. You might find stories by different animation houses in Japan, from Japan, that are known for countless popular anime series, movies, OVA, all those things. Those are like limited series, special kind of series that they have in Japan. That aren't meant to go on forever, like Dragon Ball Z or One Piece, things like that. So what we have here is the original Vision series has so far run 3 seasons, and this series is based out of one of those anthology stories from season 1, and also an episode in season 3. If you watch, I would suggest, if you're going to watch this, thinking about watching this, watch season 1, episode 5, literally called The Ninth Jedi, which will get you started on this whole thing, letting you get to know a young woman named Kara, and her, the way her world changes completely when she's given a job by her father to deliver lightsabers to a collection of Jedi that are gathering to bring back the Jedi Order after a long time being out of existence. Both the Sith and the Jedi. It's very difficult at the very beginning, and I don't think I'm spoiling too many things here. I'm attempting not to, and I won't spoil anything, especially for this. But there's also there's a big twist in this that you have to also pay attention to. That I don't want to ruin for you, but remember that these stories aren't canon. They are not meant to be canon. They're not meant to fit into a certain area in the Old Republic or the future, the third trilogy between Mandalorian or somewhere stuck between episodes 5 and 6. No, just all these different stories in the Visions anthology are from all over the galaxy, stories of characters you probably have never seen before. There are a few familiar characters in those anthologies series, but in The Ninth Jedi, nobody, as far as I know, nobody in this exists in any of the current eras in which we know the Star Wars films take place. The original, the prequel, the sequel trilogy, the Mandalorian, whatever, all these different things. This is far outside that range. And for a while I was curious if this was taking place during a time after the fall of the Sith, but that would be wrong, because the Jedi still existed after that, all the way up to the Republic era, the Empire, and the New Republic. Well, at least through the Skywalker age. But this is apparently taking place in the far future, when there are no Jedi and no Sith at all. It's a long ago concept that eventually faded away. But again, as I'm saying this, it is not canon. It is not telling us that sometime in the future there's a story in which all the Jedi and Sith are gone completely, and somebody's trying to bring them back. And there happens to be a person who crafts lightsabers for people, but in a special way. There's something different about these lightsabers, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. One of the best parts about this episode, and it drives home the fact they're not canon. I know I'm driving this home way too much, but there's a lot of people who are very, just very insistent on everything being canon. And, lightsabers don't work like that. Lightsabers aren't, they don't, no, nope. There's no stories where George Lucas says there's no Jedi. No, doesn't matter. These are stories that use all the elements of the Star Wars universe, whether it be the sounds of the lightsaber clashing, droids, just the hum of ships floating in space, and just any other things, all the things that Ben Burt has created over the decades, and the people who've worked with him have created sounds, the sensations that we get from experiencing a Star Wars story. You'll find that. But you're going to find brand new creatures, brand new aliens, brand new droids, brand new characters. And that's what Kara, her father, and these soon-to-be lightsaber-wielding masters and Padawans will be part of this greater piece of this universe. And so I'm sure that totally made sense. By the way, Kimiko Glenn plays Kara. La Cara. And yeah, and by the way, since this is very much an anime, if you love all the elements of anime, or you're like, I have no interest in anime, my kids love it, and it's just, I'm into Star Wars, but my kids love anime, and they're watching all this anime, I don't get it, it's very... it's erratic, or whatever it is. I know I've gone to so many anime conventions over the years, and there's some that I've loved since the 70s. My introduction to anime, before I even knew it was called anime, it was just Japanimation is what we called it way back when. If anything, it was just, it was cartoons made in Japan. There's this Battleship Yamato, there's the G-Force, which is Gotcha Man, and there's all these different things that I grew up watching that I loved. My cousins and I loved watching these things, even though we didn't watch them together. We were just like, hey, you ever see that thing on TV? Yeah, they're pretty great. And yeah, we didn't understand the cultural differences, but fully these stories are imbued with Japanese culture, from the Jedi costumes to the just... And again, you're going to see elements that are going to harken back to characters you are familiar with, Jedis. You might find somebody that reminds you of certain characters, whether it might be a mostly machine than man type of character, maybe an Obi-Wan or a Qui-Gon or a Count Dooku type character. You never know. You might find a number of different characters in this that feel very familiar. But the animation style, it's some of the most astounding presentations of lightsaber battles you've ever seen in your life. Even if you have no interest in the story, which I can't imagine you wouldn't, it feels very Star Wars. Yes, it is a completely different aesthetic, at least visually in many ways. The animation is 2D and 3D. 3D is mostly reserved for large ships, spaceships, things that are moving quickly, I should say that are just big, things that are moving toward you and away from you that have a more three-dimensional feeling. The 2D is left for the characters for the most part, and the backgrounds and things like that. So you get to explore whole new corners of the Star Wars universe in fun new ways. And, okay, just to be clear, Season 1, Episode 5, The Ninth Jedi. Then there is an episode, Season 3, Episode 3. You want to watch that as well. And then you can start these 8 episodes. Again, all of these are probably half an hour, in some cases 35 minutes. Those anthology episodes are a little bit shorter in some cases. But yeah, 10 whole episodes, and I think you'll get this entire story. And you might find yourself checking out some of the other Visions anthology stories that are completely different. Some are animated by the same team, Production IG. If you know your anime, they are responsible for everything from movies and games related to Ghost in the Shell, the animated series, all of the animated series of Fooly Cooly. We have I'm just doing this off the top of my head. There's a lot. You will probably recognize the work of these people just from watching this and go, yeah. That has a feeling of that anime that I love. But yeah, there's a lot. Just look for production. You can search production IG online, and it'll give you a whole list of all the things they've worked on over the decades. They've been around for a long time, and all the way back into the 90s. and have been doing all sorts of fun stuff. So, one, as a Star Wars fan and an anime fan, this is a must watch. This is just, it's more fun stuff. Is this the first or the last of these types of stories that could be told, spun off from the Visions stories? Probably not. It's probably not the last. It depends on how well it's received, I think. Odds are, though, I mean, if they're going to release another one next year, it's already almost done by now. I mean, or it's already in the works. So, yeah, I don't know what they have planned next, but I think this is one. It's super fun. It is 100% the feel of anime and 100% the feel of Star Wars, and it's a great marriage of both of these concepts. If you love lightsaber battles, it's got the big floating ships, it's got the lightsaber battles, it's got the droids, it's got the creatures, it's got stories of good and evil, and yeah. And the lightsabers are very much at the center of this. Yes, it is a tweak on what we know, but that's okay. It makes it fun, and it makes it unpredictable. A little bit more unpredictable than you'd expect from a Star Wars story. So, yeah. I'm not going to tell you anything more about that. That'll ruin some things for you, but it's really fun. Make sure you watch The Ninth Jedi Season 1, Episode 5, and Season 3, Episode 3, and then this. I'll keep saying it until you listen. Other people I want to make a mention of that have voices in this, Simu Liu. Simu Liu, sorry, Simu Liu. You know him as Shang-Chi from the Marvel Universe. He plays La Zima. Yeah. Masioka plays Ethan. Masioka, you know him from Heroes. Yes, Hero from Heroes. And he's done a bunch of stuff. I believe he was an animator for a time at Pixar. So, yeah. It's a deep bench of Okeon Young plays Kwana. There's a deep bench of voices that you will find familiar from other anime if you know your anime. So, not the least of which, again, is Kimiko Glenn. Even I recognize her name, and I don't know a ton of modern anime, but yeah, her voice sounds so familiar to me. It feels like I've seen her do a bunch of stuff. What was I gonna? I forgot what tomorrow's episode was already because we picked it yesterday. Let me see if the number is still there or not. No, I got reset. Take a look at this and this while I check. Oh, yeah. Isn't all this nerdy stuff fun? Yeah. I don't keep notes on me here, to my detriment in some cases, or your detriment. I try to take it off the top of my head. It's part of therapy, I think. My own therapy. Tomorrow we have a movie. It is one of the last regular movies on Disney Plus that I have not watched yet. We have like one or two others that are coming soon. We're gonna have the last Venom movie will be appearing this month at some point. But one more random film I think remains. I think I can't remember what that is, but this one is an older, like a '90s film, but I think it's from 20th Century Fox. It was brought over, but it's also like a direct-to-video looking thing. Like you would have got it on VHS back in the day. It feels like it would be a Disney film, but we'll find out. It's called Wish Upon a Star. Some of you might know what it is. I see that Katherine Heigl is in this one. So Katherine Heigl is in Wish Upon a Star. Again, sounds like a Disney thing, but I think it's brought over from Fox. We'll see. Well, from 20th Century Studios now. Acquired, but it was only recently added on, and it feels like it should have been on here a whole lot sooner than this. Either way, we're going to watch it. Wish Upon the Star is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye. May the Force be with you also. Can't go without saying that.